And we just flow.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's that feel good music.
Crizzle.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. Sock Passe.
What's that mean?
K-Lo K.
On delay.
What's up? Welcome back.
Shishini.
What's up? We back together again.
I was gonna say, what's the
It's
last
been
time
a
we've all been,
minute.
in this room?
K-Lo K,
together?
K-Lo K.
Hey, DeVille been a busy man this past couple months. Boy, been on
Trapping,
the road, man.
Trapping. I was on the set, man. On the set.
I put that
Hey,
on
but,
the set.
That Nas album, I've been jamming that nonstop. That's like,
Really?
yeah, oh my god.
It was a great follow up. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Ooh, man, 40 side. You listen to 40 side? Like,
Yeah.
It was a great part,
I like
too.
brunch on Sundays, you know.
It was
makes
a
me
great
feel
follow up.
something.
A great follow up.
I was drinking a mimosa out of a water bottle one day.
man, that shit sound
What?
dope. I ain't gonna even front.
Yeah.
Mimosa out of a water bottle.
Yeah, I went to like this.
That's kind of
little-
Was
classy.
you just walking around and shit like fuck that?
Yeah, I went to this little pool party. It was like a rooftop pool party, seeing like the Dallas skyline. Or
Oh, you was
whatever.
living.
And so yeah, and I, I had a little water bottle. I was like, how am I gonna carry my mimosa? I can't take the glass with me. I put it in my water bottle, and they let me right on in.
That's how a lot of inventions are made, right there.
Yeah,
Dang.
Shout out.
I might have to try it.
you gotta do
They do
that.
sell, like,
Mimosas in a
mimosas
water
cans
bottle.
and stuff.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Hey, welcome back though, y'all.
Yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Sayless podcast. It's been a long time since we all three been together. I know I was
All
out
four.
for shit.
Wow,
All four of us been together.
guys, I know I've been gone, but I'm here now.
Dime is back.
I'm back.
The gang is back together.
Consistency, like I'll be back, like for real. I know,
She here.
I popped in and out a couple episodes throughout from February to now, but
We cut the check.
I signed the dotted line. Like I'm here.
She on contract,
I'm
ladies
here.
and gents.
Yeah.
She is on contract.
For
now.
real.
No, but yeah, it's great to be back with all you guys. I missed y'all, honestly. I was thinking about it. I was like, damn, I haven't recorded in a long time, it feel like. I know y'all held it down the last episode without me. I was in Vegas. You know,
Groove back now.
I was trying to live it up, lost all my money.
This next episode is how Nike got a groove back.
Real? Yeah, I didn't get my. I didn't get my groove. I didn't get my groove back, man. I lost all my money for sure though.
How was Vegas? It was fun, ain't it? Vegas is so much fun. It was fun.
I've never been to Vegas.
It's so much fun.
Vegas was different.
Fun.
So COVID, it made a difference in Vegas, and then also I went on a weekday. So every time I've been to Vegas, I went like on a weekend or a holiday or something like that. So I went like a Monday through a Thursday. So it was different. It wasn't a lot of people. There was stuff like, like usually the strip and stuff is crowded in Vegas, right? But it wasn't that many people on the street where I was like actually noticing stuff that I never noticed before in Vegas. So, but it was a cool time. I took my mom's out there. That was her first time going to Vegas. We went to the Grand Canyon, Hoover Dam, did all that fun stuff. But it was a cool little vibe. It was just I needed a break. Mental break, so I just went out there.
Did y'all go to Old Vegas on Fremont?
We did. We went to Old Vegas and Fremont. It was completely, the strip was empty, so Fremont was empty.
Damn.
Like, it was probably like 50 people out there for sure, total, including the workers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's a different time in Vegas. But one thing I do not recommend is for you guys to fly anytime soon because this pilot shortage is a bitch. Dang, I'm still on Patreon. I'm over here cursing and everything.
Right,
I'm still on Patreon content. We switched over.
Shout out to the Patreon, man.
Shout out. That was wild. So
yeah, it was a while. So I guess I'm still
you hung over a little bit.
Maybe
I got it.
Maybe okay. So let me tone it down. Back. This is a
jet
family
lag.
show. This is a family show.
We said Patreon, Nike was like,
This ain't behind the paywall. We can't divulge all that information.
Right. Okay. Let me bring it back. Let me bring it back a little bit. But nah. It was a different, but the flights, with this pilot shortage and stuff like that, flights is getting delayed left and right like crazy. I know, like me and Don's grandpa and aunt came down here, and they were trying to fly out back to New York, and they told them that they ain't even have a plane for them. They sent them no text message, no nothing. They said, we don't got a plane. We can get you to Chicago, but we can't get you to New York.
That's wild.
And they literally had to book a flight through another airline, and they just gave them like ticket vouchers and stuff like that. But I know I had like 7 hours of delays going to and from Vegas. So yeah, it's a rough time out there. So don't travel if you don't have to. If you can drive somewhere, go ahead and do that. But it's not worth the flight right now.
Damn, in DFW, that's crazy. That's one of the busiest airports in America.
Yeah, everything was delayed. Like people that was on my flight, they were saying like they were waiting to get on the flight since that morning. Some people was like, I had got an email saying that my flight was canceled, but I decided just to come up here anyway, just to check to see if they had any flights. And my flight actually left. But yeah, it's been a whole bunch of confusion and craziness. What's that mean?
Say less flights. It's time for us to take over.
We gonna be like the new Soul plane?
Yeah, shit.
Say less and pay less.
Oh my god! And we didn't even. That was off the dome. Come on.
Yeah. So imagine if we think about it.
Imagine if we sat down and brainstormed.
Like, imagine if we use this composition over a peanut guy and really plan some shit out.
We'll have all kinds
18 months, right?
See, look at you. You sitting here cursing too. See, we still on paper.
Oh yeah, plan some stuff out.
Yeah.
Say
you know what I mean.
Pay less. Oh
say less, pay less.
That's funny. Yeah.
I would actually be afraid to fly on that myself.
No, you would be pilot.
Oh hell no! I don't want that responsibility.
Actually, I'm an amazing driver. I don't know if y'all know this.
I do not.
I'm not trusting you.
The least thing I want is DeVell to be the pilot.
I am going.
DeVell's gonna be the flight attendant that tells everybody how to use the seatbelts and the airbags and stuff.
Oh, plane.
That nigga DeVell gonna be Denzel Washington on flight. And he say, I'm drunk. I'm drunk right now.
We might end up like Manifest. We might end up like Flight 828 and we disappear.
That nigga was in court. I'm drunk.
You're gonna be like,
I'm drunk right now.
I'm drunk right now.
So Diamond, as part owner of the Sayless, Payless Airport, how would you say your rides are? I'm gonna be like, I've actually never flown one. I've never, yeah.
Bro, that shit got me.
Hey, I'm gonna get you where you need to go.
The pilot.
No, but you know how they have party bus? We need a party plane.
Party plane.
DeVell gonna be like, all right, I need everybody to pull up they shot of Casamigos.
Hey.
Imagine a plane
Take a shot with your boy.
Take a hit of this blunt here.
Imagine a plane with LED lights. It's like a party bus with a plane.
Boy, that would be
We only go to Vegas and Atlanta and New Orleans.
Yeah, tell me that.
They raving on the plane.
Tell me that don't sound like
we
a
gotta
good
go
idea.
Houston. We gotta go Houston.
Oh, in Houston. Yeah.
So they raving on the plane.
Yeah, that's it.
Like I love it. Like imagine like it says like
it's standing room only. All you got is like the rails on New York City buses to hold on to.
I ain't fucking with it.
Hey, man, now you be dancing the whole time, so it's like a club. So it's like it's party music and stuff.
Well, I already got anxiety on the
That's
plane.
2 hours. That's like 10 to 12. That's 2 hours.
My anxiety already bad. Then everybody up there bouncing and stuff. The plane just doing hydraulics and stuff in the air. Nah.
That'd be fine. It's gonna be like over. But okay, outside of all that, imagine if like the regular Spirit plane just had like a Bluetooth system.
Spirit did something.
Like they just play music through the plane. Like why don't planes play elevator music or something?
Like, okay. I guess because
like all you hear is the damn air.
Yeah, they probably worried about like what's gonna appeal to everybody, but like they do that in stores anyway too. Like
yeah, like we don't even get no Forever 21 music that like Carly Rae Jepsen or something.
And then so
Call Me Maybe. You ever heard this song?
So Call Me Maybe. Hey,
it's Forever 21 music.
But on a serious note too. No, that's a different person. But this okay, another thing about this pilot shortage.
Yeah, that laugh, that shit got me.
You getting old and hurt his chest. But another thing about this pilot shortage is that they pushing these pilots quickly through these courses, because I had a pilot. It was his first time flying, and Southwest has turned to Spirit Airlines. I mean, that was like one of the worst flights ever. From a takeoff to being in the air and landing, I was praying the entire time.
I heard that flying ain't even that hard, honestly.
Yeah, I don't understand why. So I was on a flight where the pilot, it was his first time, but they told us after they landed.
Yeah, they told us after they landed.
It's the best decision ever.
Oh, agreed.
If you tell me before takeoff, I'm like, oh shit, I left my phone, and never get back on the plane.
Facts.
I don't know, this is my third day out here.
It's like somebody imagine the pilot being like, so how you turn this thing on?
Man.
And you're like, where's the ignition?
Maybe up there cussing and shit.
But yeah, I heard that like once you actually like do it or whatever, it's real simple. But
well,
obviously you gotta go through training.
It flies itself.
You got a lot of people with this.
It's real simple. Listen to him.
So basically, I know I can do it. I'm
not this crash.
We actually have a friend that can fly planes. Like he's certified to fly planes now.
Me.
Martin.
Me.
Not you. But our good brother Martin from college. He is a pilot. He can fly single engine pilots.
Shout out to him.
So yeah, I don't know if I would fly with him, but he can fly. He flew his family, his wife and his son.
Speaking of our fake black business, we got a real black business though.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
What's that?
You tell us. This is your black business of the week.
I will tell y'all. I wasn't prepared to tell y'all, but I'll tell y'all.
I like your phone cover.
Thank you. It's, it's summertime.
Look like Sprite.
It's time to change it.
Skittles. Sour Skittles.
Our black business of the week is Pretty.phresh, right? Pretty.phresh is a platform for women and female to identifying figures who are changing in the industry through art and fashion while rocking the latest kicks and freshest fits. Pretty.phresh is here to feature these moments and to tell you that we see you, girl.
We see you, girl.
Founder is Morgan Smith. You can go to prettyphresh.com, which is prettyphresh.com, and pretty.phresh with a PH on Instagram. And just to tell you guys how I found Pretty.phresh is I'm kind of a sneakerhead, just a little bit.
A lot now.
Yeah, or a lot of bit. And I made long story real short. I have a friend who has another black business, and her black business is all about social media and teaching you how to follow the social media trends to get a lot of views and likes. She had a master class on Instagram Reels. So I decided in support, I would make an Instagram Reel to say, hey, look at these tools I learned from my friend's master class, right? I made this Instagram Reel, and it was simply a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday Reel, and I was like a Jordan a day, and I had on a different pair of Jordans for every day of the week. Pretty.phresh ends up reposting, and now it's at 20K views.
Oh, you big time.
Shout out to them. It's only 1,000 on my page, but it's at 20K if you go to pretty.phresh on Instagram. So I just wanted to show support and thank you for reposting my little reel.
Shout out to Morgan Smith.
Morgan Smith.
Pretty.phresh.
Shout out to Pretty.phresh. I'll check them out.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check them out.
Yeah, girls on there be killing it though. Outfits, I definitely get inspiration from other girls on what they be wearing, how they be matching their Jordans and all that.
Hey, don't say that in public.
I'm fly. I need to
They
be
put me on. They put me on.
Because when I get dressed, I get busy. So I might need to go ahead and post me a reel.
Yeah.
I get busy when I get dressed and I get fly, you know.
Go ahead, show them what you got.
You know.
Hey, don't be humble now.
I'm trying not to. You know, you can't be humble anymore in today's day and age.
Not at all.
Why not?
No, you have to be a little bit cocky.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because that's the world we're living in today.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna
You gotta
respect
let people know you got that shit.
You gotta let them know. I got that
Got that
shit on
stuff
me.
on.
I mean, ooh, dang, we still on Patreon content. Dang,
Got that stuff.
we got that stuff on.
Hey, and I only keep the flies from turtlenecks. Everybody know that.
In the
Yeah.
summertime, in May,
You know, feel like
poetry night.
Hey,
I feel like I can't Bobby Brown
hey, the peanut
My prerogative.
from a thin line between love and hate.
Peanut rock the turtlenecks. You know, I got you with the sweaters, man.
Hey.
They don't come
Hey,
with
bro,
sweaters.
Turtlenecks and sweaters.
I ain't never seen you wear it in the summertime, though. I ain't never seen you wear it in the middle of May.
Hey, don't test me. Don't test me.
Man.
Peanut, the first chocolate man to wear a turtleneck in the middle of May in the Texas heat.
Hey,
Ain't gonna say I ain't know it's gonna be this hot like this.
hey, that lets you know that
We're in a club packed wall to wall, sir.
hey, that lets you know I am a father and I am in the house.
But you know
Times have
what?
changed.
But you know what? It's a thing though, because guys, we will sacrifice being hot to look good. We will sacrifice being hot.
Nah, that's
No,
Women too. Women too.
Y'all be hot.
We take a
Y'all
lot
be
of sacrifices
cold.
to
Y'all
look
be
good.
Cold.
Nah, they
Hey,
don't.
y'all be cold.
Well, women get cold.
Yeah.
That's a fact in the winter. In the winter is a fact. That's a fact because we do
Yeah,
be
yeah,
out there
yeah.
in the dresses and stuff like that, and
Yes,
it's 30
now y'all-
below.
So it's the same thing.
You
with
right.
guys, like, you know,
Fair.
because I've worn like a
Respect.
whole blazer and it was hot.
Respect.
Hey, man, I don't feel too bad.
Respect. that was a good comeback.
Yeah, you know,
Respect.
Hey, Nike,
Respect.
You know I'm here for. Hey,
Respect.
We go back and forth all day.
You right.
That's funny.
You right.
What's hot this week?
Lot.
What's hot?
Texas.
Texas.
Malice in the Palace.
Y'all watch
Are we gonna talk about it?
I think we should because first of all, I want to make this clear. If you were born between the years of 1985
Okay.
to 92, you
Oh.
experienced a lot.
You left me out of that.
I'm sorry, Dom, but you experienced like everything, every type of change that we're living in today. You experienced it.
You know what? I'm not gonna even fault you because I watched the Malice in Palace doc today, and that was my first time ever knowing
So we
anything
witnessed that live.
about that. Like I didn't know any of this happened. I didn't know
Yeah.
Steven Jackson and
Really?
Ron
Really?
Artest
Yeah.
and
Really?
what's the other guy's name?
Jermaine
Jermaine O'Neal. I didn't know they all were on the same team. Indiana Pacers. I didn't even know the Pacers was like a hot team.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can say that. Let's dig into it though, because I have a story to tell about this documentary.
What I was gonna say is that like I actually, and I know if developing that was like junior high for us. We were in junior high around that time. I remember that game vividly.
Oh, I was in high school.
Okay, I was in seventh grade. I was in the seventh grade when that came out. So that's
my
right.
freshman year of high school.
So that's about right. for
I
you.
was in.
Yeah,
Elementary.
I was my freshman year.
I was like fourth grade, fifth
But-
grade.
I remember that game vividly.
I was born in '96.
And that game, like, literally, that's when basketball changed
Oh, indeed.
completely. So it changed it to the game that we know today. And it's just crazy to see that era because we were born, when we were born, and we were looking up to the Michael Jordans, the Allen Iversons, the Tracy McGrady's and stuff like that. And it was a lot more physical on the court, physical and fundamental. Now it's just strictly athleticism and flopping. But that was like a turning point in basketball history.
Yeah.
Like turning point for the worst.
Y'all want to get into it?
We can go ahead and get into it. I don't know where y'all want to start from the beginning.
Want me to set the stage?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
set it
All
up.
right, cool. I got you. Let me see. All right, so 18 seasons. Reggie Miller played for the Indiana Pacers. This was his final season. Well, it wasn't. I don't think it was going to be his final season, but 18 years in, Indiana Pacers made some trades. They got in Jermaine O'Neal. They got in Steven Jackson and Ron Artest. All trades.
This was second to last year. So first they had got
Well, yeah.
before the Steven Jackson, they had Ron Artest and Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah, and then, but leading into, so all of this happened his last season, right?
Yes.
So, 18 seasons in, the organization assembled a team to win the championship. They thought they could beat the Pistons.
Bad boys.
Yeah, and they was actually whipping their ass. They was like, oh yeah, we can actually beat these guys. But you going up against Ben Wallace, Rip Hamilton, Chauncey Billups. Them niggas was tough. So Ben Wallace lost his brother, and so all right. So 18 seasons. What happens is they get into the fight. Everybody says, "Okay, this is the fight." It was Ron Artest's fault, and then Steven Jackson he jumps in, and Jermaine O'Neal. I feel he was just like a casualty of war. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, the NBA. With you saying the NBA changed, what had changed was that David Stern at the time. Yeah, David Stern.
They started finding people.
Man, he became harsh on NBA players. Like he was like whipping like them niggas after that shit. So, but man, the fight happened. If y'all seen it, fans, it wasn't even the players. All right, so what happens is they get chippy in the game, right? So Steven Jackson, you know, cuts in the frame. It was his time to talk. He's like, you know, we friends with these guys. You know, it's only 450 of us or whatever, however many players in the NFL. This is a brotherhood. Like these fans don't know that we're actually real friends.
Yeah.
You know, the fans is just feeding off the energy. So if you say fuck me or flip me off, that's what the fans are gonna do. They're gonna feed off your energy in your arena or whatever. But so the fight happens. So before the fight happens, Ron Artest, he goes and lays down on the scorer's table, right? He lays down on the table. He's just there like, all right, I know I'm crazy, and I really don't want to fucking have to do this.
Well, this is also, and this is not placing blame anywhere, but this is also after he pushes Ben Wallace.
But it wasn't. But it wouldn't have went there.
Yeah, it wouldn't have went there.
It wouldn't have went there.
Yeah.
So, you know, Ron Artest goes and lays down on the table. Boom. Someone throws a beer. Ron Artest jumps up, runs, and swings on the wrong guy. So what happens is the melee breaks out, and if y'all notice, the Pistons and the Pacers players, they weren't even fighting each other.
No.
Not at all. And then, you know, so they're not fighting each other, they're fighting the fans. So, you know, Ron Artest runs toward the stands, and here comes the loyal nigga. That is Steven Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
He said, "I'm gonna ride for my niggas. No
I'm
matter."
gonna ride for my niggas.
That nigga said, "Bro," and when I was watching him cut, like when I was watching it cut to Steven Jackson, I was like, "This nigga is a real
1,000%.
nigga. He is solid. Like he's like, one thing about me, I'm loyal." He was like, "Man," he's like, "I don't feel bad about what I did."
Nah.
You know, because I was riding with my brothers, and so the melee breaks out. You know. Did y'all remember what happened to... Was Jermaine O'Neal even doing anything on it?
Yeah, Jermaine O'Neal had one of the most emphasis punches of the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he slips and falls. But
Yeah, I was like, that's a tomahawk. But, you know, long story short, man, it's a lot. But after that, you know, what happens is the NBA started to find the people in the stands that started the ruckus. So while the NBA is doing their investigation, you know, the players are actually being... they're being charged and shit, right? Yeah. So they're being charged for that, for assault and shit. And during the court trial, Jermaine O'Neal goes up there and says, "Hey, like, you know, I'm one of, you know, I didn't even do anything. Like everything that happened, you know, I was defending myself. So nothing really happened to them except for like the fines and, you know, the normal shit that happened. Yeah. And then so the guys, so what was Herrera? Was it George Herrera? I think that was his name. One of the guys that went down on the court to fight
Ron Artest.
Mm-hmm. Right? So, man, when they go to the back, you know, they're joking and laughing like, "Oh, we need to act like we're hurt," you know, all this other shit, right? And,
so they could sue. Yeah,
so they could sue. But what happens is, so the aftermath of all that. 5 months later, Reggie Miller, that broke my heart when I found out. I was like, bro, that was his last game.
That was his last game.
Bro, I was like, bro, that's Reggie Miller's last game. His last game ever was the Malice in the Palace. Them niggas could have won a ring, and that shit, it was
heartbroken.
Man,
he could have had a ring today.
Yeah.
Because he's one of those ones that retired, went to the Hall of Fame, and has no rings.
Yeah.
And another point that was made is that Ron Artest and Steven Jackson went on to other teams and got rings. And Jermaine O'Neal also never received a ring.
But what I took away from it, from me, what was comforting for me was that, okay, so when all of this shit was happening, Ron Artest, it was sort of centered around Ron Artest, like a lot, you know, so Ron Artest, everyone knew that he was crazy, right? Yeah. And when Jermaine O'Neal and Steven Jackson came to the team, they was like, well, we know this nigga's kind of crazy, you know, but they also had a psychiatrist. Remember, this was 2004. Mm-hmm. They had a psychiatrist on the road with them for Steven Jackson. I mean, for Ron Artest.
Yeah,
so, man, when all of that shit happened, you know, the fines and suspensions and the dust settles, Ron Artest says like, I'm out. He didn't call.
Ask for trade.
Yeah. He didn't talk to his boys that went to bat for him. He said that I feel like a coward. I couldn't even be in the same room with them.
Yeah.
I felt that bad, and I think that was like the breaking point of him. Like, you know, everyone, like, with the part where everyone started calling him crazy, because he was like, man, can you imagine? He was like, what I go through is I have depression about what's going on right now, and I have anxiety about what's about to happen in the future. He was like, and neither one of those places are good for me. He was like, if I'm too happy over here or if I'm too down over here,
that's crazy.
It's not good for me because he can't control what he does whenever his mind goes there. So I was like, man, this shit is. So the mental health aspect, the loyalty thing, is a great documentary. My bad, y'all.
I think there's a part 2 too. I think that was a part. It's a part 1, so I think it's another one coming out.
I was like, "Whoa, this is only an hour."
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's a part 2 coming to Netflix soon.
Yeah, it was definitely a great doc, and like you said, it did change everything going forward. Because when you look at it from like the NBA's point of view, it's like the worst possible scenario just happened. Like almost the very worst. Your players are fighting the fans, literally fighting each other. What was crazy to me is like when you hear like when they were showing clips like the news people and stuff saying all these thugs it just like it was almost like jarring like to hear like.
And honestly, that's the point. Sorry to cut you off real quick, but that's the point I was going to talk about. Just as far as being a media person and studying journalism and communications in college, I honestly 100% I cried watching the documentary, and I cried because again we've seen. Well, when you look at today in 2021, how mental health is built to be such a big deal, right? And we should all protect other people's mental health. And back there is clearly a person who's dealing with that issue and it goes neglected, and you get to call them thugs and stuff like that for clearly defending themselves.
Right.
And I'm not an NBA person. Like, I don't watch the NBA. So let's say I knew nothing about the rule of NBA players can't run into the stands. All I seen was 3 black men protecting themselves after getting things thrown at them, getting beer spilled in their face, and then I seen the world tell them, "Oh, that's the price you pay when fans are invested in tickets to see you."
That's crazy.
It is
you know what I mean? So that like hurt. Like I was like, wow, these men protected themselves. Watching that police officer who almost tried to mace Ron Artest. And it's like,
Reggie Miller.
What about all of these fans that's here?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
And it's crazy. It went along with the whole, around that time, they were trying to paint NBA players as thugs. Because this was the time when, like, Allen Iverson was real hot and he came in.
It was the hip-hop era. It was the hip-hop era.
Like, yeah, Allen Iverson brought that in. So then everybody's got tattoos. They're wearing jerseys. They're wearing do-rags and stuff. So the media, the whole time during this time period, is calling NBA players thugs the entire time. So the NBA is trying to fight against that image of like because they're trying to obviously, monetize this and make it bigger to the fans and everything. But that was like Don said, that was one of the big things. Like when you see it from. Like Nike said, like we saw that live, but that's what we were living in. But to see it now, looking back at just how the media, how the media reacted to it and how they were talking about it and stuff, it was almost like, damn, like that was just like 10 years ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
That was not that long ago.
It's just like slavery.
Yeah,
like slavery wasn't that long ago.
It was just crazy, but. Yeah, that's one of the
and it's just I watched another documentary on Netflix. I can't remember the name of it. I honestly think it was just called Crack, but it was about like the crack epidemic. And another thing of like say no to drugs and how the media portrays people that are clearly just they're victims themselves of this situation, but then you vilify them and you make them the problem, and obviously the system and the corruptness of it all is the problem. And we constantly see that happen with black people in the media all the time. We can go back to Michael Brown and how the pictures they chose to show in Trayvon Martin and all those things. And so that just sucked that. And we hear this all the time that it's 2021 and we're still living this. It's 2021 and now we want to make mental health a big deal, but that shit's been happening forever and you guys chose to turn a blind eye to it. Black people have been dying by police forever and we chose to turn a blind eye to it.
Right.
And so going back and watching film and it's emotional. I don't know. I was literally bawling on my couch.
I get that.
Yeah.
It was a great doc though.
Yeah. Y'all go check it out, man. That shit.
For sure. Definitely check it out.
Yeah. All right, what else we got going on this week?
Oh, man. I got to pull it up.
Young Miami dating P. Diddy. I know that was a big harsh turn. That there was no transition there.
There was no transition. We just had to get into it.
Because I'm happy for sis, Caresha.
So are they actually dating?
I'm happy for sis.
I think she a gold digger because I mean,
she said I'm happy for sis.
I mean, you don't have to say okay. You saying like that Caresha or City Girls is a gold digger is like almost like saying water is wet because that's all they rap about.
I was getting ready to say it. So I mean,
there's like she know what she in it for, and so if for her to get the biggest baller of ballers, then she deserves a trophy.
To me, that's really nasty.
Wow.
It's nasty to me.
Wow.
Because how old is she? Like 21?
Went out. No, she's about at least
24,
25, 26,
24 maybe the max.
I don't know.
So you got a problem with the age?
Diddy is like 53, 55.
I mean, she over 18.
There's so
weird.
many
That's
people, so many older guys that date.
That's nasty to me. I don't know. It just seems something don't
She's
sit right in my
27.
spirit.
Oh yeah.
It just don't sit right in my spirit. But you know, Diddy like him young, so I mean, he's been doing it since before time.
That's the only problem you got with it is that she's just younger.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Is what Diddy doing similar to what R. Kelly is in jail for right now?
No, they're underage, and that's rape and hostage.
That's okay.
I mean, we don't know. So
Diddy ain't doing nothing but showing these girls a good time.
And these are
but he's as soon as they turn 18, he just hopping on them.
Literally.
Okay, she's 27.
She's
I'm just saying, but I mean, when he was dating Cassie, when he was dating Cassie, she had just like recently turned 18.
I ain't gonna lie.
Then
Cassie felt like 20 years ago. Was it like 20 years ago?
Yeah, like, but it was she was like 18, 18 when they like got together.
And Cassie?
I don't even know if Cassie
was like 18
when she came out.
Yeah, she was. Me and you, it's me and you. Now.
Yeah, I don't know how old
I've been waiting.
But I'm
she was like 18.
It's definitely not the same thing.
Okay, that's fair.
Cassie's 34 right now.
Okay, so when me and you came out, we were like 15.
So that was like
she was like
21.
No, if she's 34, she's 4 years older than me. When me and you came out, I was like 15, so she was like 18, 19.
That's too much math for me to do in my head.
I'm just saying.
But I mean, they're of age.
The point is, it's not the same as R. Kelly. It's definitely not the same.
And they are not coming out as rape. It's consensual.
I see what Puff doing though.
What he doing?
That nigga's like, hey.
He's enjoying his life. He's probably going through a midlife crisis.
Man, he's seeing
this ain't a midlife crisis. He's been doing this. Been doing it.
I think he's
a rich life crisis.
Yeah,
okay,
he let all them young rappers and producers that be all on Instagram, that be with them, you know, the young
his
Instagram
sons.
thotties. He like, man, y'all think y'all niggas is doing?
I heard that he gives Young Miami a $200,000 allowance a week.
Okay, I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either.
Like a spending allowance just to spend out money.
It was like $250 a month.
Something like that. Yeah, it was like $250 a month or something like that.
I don't believe that.
I believe it.
Cuz up like $700 million.
I mean,
bro.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I believe.
I believe it.
But why? So y'all telling me they officially dating, right?
Yes.
Well, there has been several like videos in them hugged up and in the clubs together.
Okay,
so that's all I'm going off of. But that's enough.
And her saying like sending like there was a post of
maybe he gave her $250,000 once.
No, there was a post like I think when he was on the cover or something, or he was doing a photo shoot. And she had reposted and was like the love heart emojis and all this other stuff.
What happened to Southside?
Yeah, I was about to say, what happened to Southside?
They been broke up. They broke up like right after she had the baby.
Damn, bro, them internet relationships move quick.
Man,
big facts.
It'd be flying by, but I ain't got no problem with it, man. That's not the city girl I would have chose, but
You still on that nip slip?
I'm dead.
After that, that's crazy. Like, because after that moment, I don't know JT. I don't know.
I knew where you was
crazy. I'm mad you remember that. I'm really mad you remember that.
I like it. I'm here for it. I think it's cute. I like Caresha. Like personality wise, I don't care for her rapping, but I can watch her.
It's Young Miami.
That's why she'd be like, "Why y'all still call me Caresha, not Young Miami?" Because clearly we like Caresha more than we like Young Miami. Yeah. But
can I run my stacks up?
Miami is not even. Anyway, but yeah, I like her personality too. Like I think she's.
I don't think she's gonna be rapping for long.
Nah, she trying to find a way out.
No, she definitely like her. I don't even honestly, personally, I don't know if it's real. But I
don't think it ever was real though. I've watched their documentary and they got a documentary. Yeah, right. It's a documentary about JT leading up to her prison days. Like, she knew that she was about to get sentenced right when they were at the peak of their career. So, and I actually watched this documentary in 2018, so it's been out for a minute.
I feel like I've seen a clip of this or something.
And literally, Caresha talks about how JT was always the rapper and just came up to her like, hey, we should be in a group. And she like, girl, I don't rap, blah, blah, blah. So literally, I don't think that this was ever her goal in life, but also they were get money.
Like a salt and pepper situation.
Type situation, so.
Yeah.
It's kind of simpler. Because Pepper didn't want to rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. I mean, get it how you live.
They the modern day Salt and Pepper.
But Caresha held JT down while she was in jail.
She sure did.
Because, I mean.
Well, Pepper did that for Salt. With Salt did that for Pepper.
Maybe early on.
I think Salt did Pepper what it did for Salt.
I'm dead. This is conversation.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to him though. Shout out to Black Love.
I'm here for it.
Shout out to
I ain't got no choice but to be here for it.
Old and Young Love.
Ain't
I'm
my business.
I think Nike be hating on Diddy.
No,
Maybe
I don't.
that's it. Because it was Lori Harvey situation you ain't like. You don't like the Cassie situation.
Diddy ain't
Puffers
shit.
with Lori Harvey?
Yeah. After Justin comes.
That's what I heard.
Bro, that's my spirit animal.
Lori Harvey or just.
You're talking about Puff.
I don't know.
Well, you know, it's cool, man. Him and his sons, they date the same women, so it's cool.
That's
They
crazy.
all go get girls together. That's what's up.
Okay.
That's wild.
Goals.
So what's next?
Hey, man. I've been having.
Pray for her.
You stupid.
Literally.
I've been having this question I've been wanting to ask y'all for a minute. It ain't even got nothing to do with these topics.
Okay.
It's just, I genuinely want to know. How have y'all been taking care of yourself lately?
Wow.
Like self-care type
Hard
of shit.
turn. But no, honestly,
I'm be honest. Not much in the news today.
Yeah, it really is anything to talk about. So let's talk about us. But no, that's crazy that you said that because I have not had juice or soda in the past 2 weeks. And that is TMI. That's also why I have to go to the bathroom every 5 seconds because I've been drinking gallons of water every day.
So you detoxing and shit. All right, shorty.
That'll make you go.
I have put chlorophyll. Shout out to NLE Dropper.
Hey.
Chlorophyll drops in my water.
Yeah.
I take a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar after every meal.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm out here.
Hey, I know the spirit that moved me to ask y'all this.
Right, you felt it in the energy, right?
Pass the peanut.
I also have deleted the Uber Eats app. I'm working on like just eating at home and eating cleaner. So yeah.
Damn.
I had a green juice before I got here and like
Damn.
granola and like acai bowl and all that stuff, you know. So I've been trying 2 weeks in, but you know.
I am proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Keep grinding. That's motivation.
Yeah. I didn't know that chlorophyll was just tie-dye though.
Is it?
It's thick as hell. It just changed. It don't taste like nothing though, but it does change the whole color of your water. Yeah. It stains literally everything, so don't get it anywhere. Yeah, it's wild out here.
Kind of like that Mio shit from back in the day. You put in your water.
Back in the day, I got that in my fridge right now.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, so DeVale, Nike.
Go ahead, DeVale.
Yeah, you know.
DeVale just got him a Mac chicken. He got the sweetie meal.
Man.
You know, you gotta put yourself first sometimes. I had to put me first.
Yeah, put fries on my burger.
Put me first. You know, I got the apple cider vinegar too, but I was thinking rid of gnats. But we both bought it. You know, I went to the gym for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Fell off.
What'd you do?
Me too.
Fell off.
You fell off.
So you haven't been to the gym since the last time we talked about y'all going to the gym. That was more than 2 weeks.
No, I'm saying I went for 2 weeks and then fell off. So it's been. Yeah,
was that a consistent 2 weeks, like every day of the week?
Consistent 2
okay.
weeks. But see, that's my thing though. The third week, I always fall off.
Key.
Third week. Every time.
No, I agree. I said that this is week 2, so like,
well,
we don't know for week 3.
So do you have a goal or a plan?
You know,
if you don't mind me asking.
I don't have a specific goal, but it's one of those things where I listen to a lot of podcasts and I start to feel it, where you just listen to your body and you can kind of tell, like, hey, I got too many pimples. I've been drinking a lot of soda or juice or sugar or anything. Yeah. Or like you eat like a lot of carbs or bread and then you're like, I feel extremely heavy today. I don't want to feel this. I don't feel energetic. I work from home. There shouldn't be a reason why I can't get up and go to work. I don't have to physically commute anywhere. So like little signs like that. And working from home can be a little bit, I don't want to say depressing because I'm not depressed, but it can be lonely. Yeah. And so I find myself like now just going out and taking a walk, putting AirPods in my ear, listening to podcasts and having conversation with people on the podcast. Like I'm there because I am by myself majority of the day. Honestly, majority of the week I am by myself. And so, yeah, it's just little things about that. Just like listening to myself and like doing things to myself. Like I sit on my patio and I read books every day.
It's good though. It's good though. You know, accountability partner helps too. You have somebody that, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's when I was going to the gym, when I made past the third week is when I had somebody else that was like, come on, we both doing it. Like we both doing it. That's when I easily made it past the third week. But
do you have Apple Watches, like your little challenge thing on Apple Watch?
I've been considering getting one. I don't never because I never wanted. Yeah, I never wanted. What was the purpose? I was like, what's the purpose of it? But
the only reason why I did buy it was for the fitness app. I don't use it for anything else. And then you can add, like I have like 4 people on there, and so you can see it tells you when they finish the workout. So you'd be like, oh, let me go get up and do something. And you can set challenges and stuff.
I've been having this for like 3 years, and I be seeing it pop up, and I'm like, I'm going to bed.
I ran a marathon once.
You did. That's a goal of mine. I want to.
Well, it was like
I want to do like a color run.
It was a relay.
I just had one there.
Yeah, I did. My old job, they used to have a sponsor part of that. But yeah, man, I did that. Bro.
You know, honestly, Dom, like what you said, you know, like how you were feeling, like certain foods you was feeling heavy and stuff like that. That was like literally what made me stop eating red meat and pork. It's because I was feeling like I was just heavy, and you know, I feel like I have psoriasis. So, and one of the things that, you know, one of the treatments for psoriasis is gut health, right? So I was like, I'm not putting the right things in my body. So let me stop eating this type of stuff. And, you know, I haven't ate beef or pork in like 3 or 4 years now. But it was literally because of like, you know, I noticed these changes that was happening with my body, and I noticed that I was feeling sluggish. I never was feeling rested. And since I changed lifestyles, you know, I have a lot more natural energy because I've never been a type of person that like drunk a lot of like sodas or, you know, like drunk coffee or anything like that. But I just always felt sluggish. But since I transitioned from red meat and pork, like I have a lot of natural energy. Like if I go and get a caramel frappuccino from Starbucks, I can take the sip of that and be wired to the T.
Yeah, no, them things are potent also though.
But it's just that shows you, like, even if I drink a little bit of soda or eat some candy, like I get wired from that. So it's very important to listen to your body, and like to your point too, you know, that's one of the I would say that affected me as well, because I didn't feel like I was drinking enough water or drinking enough of anything. So I found myself getting real dehydrated. Cotton mouth and stuff like that. So I like went out and bought like 1 liter bottle of waters and stuff like that, and started making sure I'm drinking that at least 2 bottles of that daily and stuff like that, because I don't really like drinking out of those the plastic, you know, reusable water bottles and stuff like that, because I just hate the smell of like washed plastic. That a thing?
Washed plastic?
Yeah, like you know how like
like reusable plastic.
Reusable plastic. I don't like the smell of it, so like I have to get like throwaway bottles, right? So I went and bought some of those and stuff like that. But to answer your question too, Pina, like I think from another aspect of that is that I started picking back up on reading again. So like one of the books that I'm reading is it's like a book like this thick, and it's called I think it's called like All About Music. So it's literally a breakdown of what you should do from the music business. It's written by an entertainment lawyer. And it literally goes through every step on like hiring people, like marketing strategies, laws, like contracts and all that, just to help broaden my knowledge overall about the music industry, because that's something that I want to get into eventually. So.
Very dope.
All right, but I have another question for you though, Nike. Mm-hmm. You work a lot.
I do.
So, what do you do, like to unwind?
Leisure.
Sleep when I can.
I mean, like.
Hobby.
No, not necessarily a hobby. Something
relaxing. Like,
something
to get your mind off of other stuff.
Yeah, something to take your mind away from. All right, so with you working a lot, you are exerting a lot of energy and giving a lot of your energy to other people and other things that are outside of your body, outside of you. What do you do to, or maybe you can think about it like coming up. But what do you do to ensure that you take time to like hone in your energy to make sure you are in a good headspace?
Yeah. So for me, because I do work a lot. I literally work minimum 12 hours a day, and I'm on call 24/7, right? And if sometimes on my off days I have to go into work, but for me, it's really about knowing your body and listening to it. So when I feel like I'm coming to a crashing point, like I feel like I'm having a mental breakdown, then I know like, okay, I need to take some time for myself. So that's like why I went to Vegas. Like it was literally a last minute trip. I literally booked the tickets a week before. I said I need to go on a break. I need to literally have a mental break and check out. If not, then I'm having a mental breakdown. And when I get into those spaces, because I have real bad anxiety, so my mind constantly wanders. So me working a lot of hours doesn't really affect me much because my mind never really rests anyway. So I'm always up. So I'm just like, instead of me just laying in the bed looking at the wall, looking at the ceiling, standing at the ceiling, I'm just at work doing stuff, right? So for me, I just listen to my body, and when I feel like I'm having that crashing moment, then I'll say, okay, let me take a break. But I do like from a daily standpoint, I make sure I'm reading devotions, making sure I have the right mental space. And when I leave work, I try my best to tune everything out. Like when I get in the shower, it's like for me, like I leave everything alone. Like I leave everything that I had at work, even though I'm constantly getting calls and text messages and stuff like that. But at a certain time of the night, I put my phone on do not disturb, and I don't look, and I try not to look at it at all. Yeah. Even though my mind might be racing and I might be wanting to do things mentally for work, I won't pick up my phone to do it. I'll get like paper or something like that and write stuff down and do something like that, just because my mind can't rest. But I try to tune it out as much as I can when I do get home. Or
you know what you should do?
Yeah,
you should meditate.
And I do that too.
Like legit, like
meditate. Yeah, I have an app and everything that I like listen to, calming sounds.
Take time for yourself,
mm-hmm.
right? Whenever you're at home or you come home from work, or if you're about to get ready, say before you go to bed, all right?
Yeah.
Try for 5 days straight to meditate for 5 minutes, like no sound,
mm-hmm.
no guided meditation, like actually control your breathing,
mm-hmm.
like bring your energy into you, you know what I'm saying? Because you give it out so much that,
right.
That shit can literally deplete you, you know what I'm saying? So, just try to work on that and still, like still your mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't.
No, for a fact. That I do that because one thing that I did learn, and I took a course on this, is I didn't know that it was a difference. So there's a difference between prayer
mm-hmm.
and meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know that because when you're meditating, your mind is supposed to be like blank space, right? You're literally focusing on your breathing, like how does your heels on your feet feel against the floor? Like you focusing on your body.
Yeah.
And then when you're praying, you think about your thoughts, your worries, you're trying to release all that. So it's two different spaces. And I never knew that until I actually went through course, and shout out to my job, they make us go through this type of stuff. But once I went through this course, like I started adding meditation into my rotation. Now I would say I in the beginning I was better at meditating than I am now. But when I do feel like I'm getting to that point where I'm super anxious, and I know like that's something that calm me down, I'll initially try to meditate. And then sometimes, like for me, my mom is somebody that I can just go and have a conversation with, and she brings me back down too. So, I mean, I think everybody needs that person that you can go have a conversation with, and they just kind of bring you back in and zen you 100%. And get you back to your axis back to zero, right? So like when I do feel myself getting that to that point where I feel like I can't do it no more, like this is not for me, and I feel like quitting and giving up, I'll have those type of conversations with her as well. But it can be tough, but like I say, if you listen to your body and like, okay, when something's going to happen, you set, you're good.
I got you. Yeah, and I ain't trying to get us off, like, tracking nothing, but I just wanted to check on y'all, man.
Mental health, bro.
And
that's good.
Wow, I sounded really loud in that mic. It was really loud. But we're not gonna skip Peanut because I know that we had a conversation last week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so just like you talk about meditating, and I know you've been meditating and doing yoga. So
Yeah. Let me see. I've been yeah. So a book that I've mentioned on this podcast before, Energy Codes by Dr. Sue Morter. That book changed my life for real. Man, I've been. I have adult ADHD. You know what I'm saying? I deal with like severe anxiety and depression as well. And it ain't no like I'm depressed about this shit, but it's something I know because I've done the work on myself, right? So, the reason I'm asking because I know. I was thinking, like I tweeted it after watching the doc. I was like, man, it takes a strong person like Ron Artest to change your life, to change who you are, to make everyone around you better. He literally took time to change his name, to change the way he thought because of how the world viewed him. He was like, I'm not that person, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm not that person.
And still was ridiculed.
Yeah, man, but, I've taken time over the last, I got it on my phone, but over the last like 40 something days, man, and I don't know the last time I drank some alcohol. I've been meditating every day. I've been praying, man. I've been practicing semen retention. I do yoga. I have a skincare routine I do now. Man, I've been taking time for myself, and I had to talk to my wife about it. Like, I deal with, and I've been through a lot of shit in my life to where, it was all set up for me to, fail at some point, and like the pressure of life and like all the shit, just trying to continue to do something that no one in my family has ever done, and carry the torch and have like my own personal goals and shit like that. And it can be hard. So I was like, I'm gonna take time for myself and listen to my body, and I'm gonna pray every day, and I thank God. And what I do, I meditate, and every day I wake up, I go outside. And I give gratitude to God. I go out and say thank you for everything, for bringing me this far, because it was set up for me to lose, set up for me to fail, and man, I've been doing that, and the shit literally changed my mind. I changed my life. I can think about things and they come true. You know what I'm saying? Or and I've been doing that for a long time, right? But I know now that man, this path, and I always felt like I was on a journey in life, but I feel like now more than ever, man, I feel like I'm here to help people get to at least help, figure out their path or their journey, because I know this shit can be taken away from us in no time. So man, I just been on my on some real conscious, not like the Hotep shit, but some consciously healthy mental health shit.
That's good. No, because when you do I'm sorry, Don, I didn't mean to cut you off before you said, but one thing that I for me this year, and I would say actually not just this year, but within the past 2 years, I have told myself that I would not let any negative thoughts invade my brain, my mind, and my mental, right? So I always try to be as positive as I can be, even at work. If you ask any of my team members, my supervisors, or whatever the case may be, I am probably one of the most positive people at my site. And when I tell you we performing bad, we down bad. But it's just the fact that for me, the energy that I put out, whether it's negative or positive, it's not going to change the situation. So walking around with 100 million people that's they're mad at being work, they're tired, this and that, why would I come in and be a storm cloud when I can be a light regardless of the situation? So I've learned in my past 2 years, and I wasn't always like this. It took a lot of growth, because and a lot of figuring out and learning about myself as a person, growing as a manager, growing as a friend, and different things like that. But it really started when I started focusing on myself and really getting to know myself. And now there's a lot of stuff that really stuff that used to faze me that doesn't faze me anymore. And it's just because of like I've chosen like not to have this negative mindset, not to live in a negative light. And if anything that crosses my mind that's negative, like exiting it out, like putting it to bed right then and there versus, letting it build up. And, I think that's helped me grow as a person. It helps me, and it helped me like to constantly have this type of energy that I have where I don't, like for some other people, they might be worn out. They might be tired from like working the hours that I'm working and doing on top of that, working on your side hustles, shooting the podcast and stuff like that. It might be wearing them out, but for me, it doesn't affect me none. Yeah. And I mean, y'all know, I'll be going to work at 3 a.m. Like, what time is it? It's 10 o'clock right now. I'll go to work 2 hours later and be fine, and I won't crash. But it's just literally a mental thing. But again, it's listening to your body, and not letting the negative energy come in and invade your space. So.
Yeah. But yeah. So.
That was a great question, Peanut.
Thank you.
Great question. And I do believe that, and we can jump right into, I don't know, music after this, but I do want to say that energy is really, really important. I think I know that I am a high energy person. Like, there's really very little things that get me upset or taint my energy. But I have also learned that I attract, not that I attract, but I also develop other people's energy. So I have to be careful who is around me in circles and what I allow. Like, even to the point where I'm really close with certain people and they tell me about their bad days, my day starts to get tainted, or I feel like I have to fix their day or something like that. And it came to a point where it seems rude, but I have to be like, I'm sorry you had a bad day, but don't tell me about it. Like, I don't even want to know because I can't help but to attract what you're feeling and your emotions and all that stuff. And so,
it's called an empath.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what I am. And
that's tough, man. Ooh,
So I'm gonna bring you into this a little bit. The person sitting to my right, DeVale. So DeVale's probably one of the few people that I've never really seen mad. Like, being drunk is a different situation, but I've never seen like mad. I've never seen like anything like phase DeVale.
Yeah.
Like, never seen him. And I mean, I've been knowing you since we've been 18. We're 17, 18 years old, right? And I've never seen anything like. Tell us your story.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm kind of similar to y'all in certain ways. Whereas, like, how Nike, how you saying, like, I'm usually gonna be positive. I'm usually gonna be. It's like Don was saying. It's hard to get me, upset and mad and stuff like that. Unless I'm drunk, then I feel a lot of emotions and stuff.
And they be trying to fight everybody.
Literally.
I don't get mad at all. Really, it would take a lot to get me mad. I'm more of a the way I see myself is like I'm very optimistic, and I'm always feeling like I need to give good energy to people. I feel like I need to. I feel like it's almost like a responsibility for me to give them something. Like, I need to give them something good, something to like uplift them, something to like if it's a compliment or if it's or just like a joke, something that I think that might uplift them. I almost feel like it's a responsibility for me. So yeah, I'm always I try to spread out good energy. I mean, I don't. It would take a lot to get me mad. It would take.
I've never seen it. Honestly, I've never truly seen it.
And you know what? I notice a lot about people that try, and there's nothing wrong with trying to give good energy to people and making other people's day and making people laugh. Because I was that person, but then what I realized is that you're depleting your own energy.
Yeah.
And the time that you have for yourself and the energy you have for yourself. So you spend all this day trying to make someone else's day feel better, and then at the end of the day, you go in your room and you're completely exhausted and drained and don't have time for anything that you wanted to do. And a lot of like the past years, especially COVID, has been like that for me, where I spend so much time helping and considering other people's feelings and energy and emotions and trying to be that person, that empath, and protect them, that I end up being like, oh, I didn't have time to cook today, I'm going to order out. Oh, I didn't have time to work out today. Oh, I'm just going to grab this juice because I just need some energy real quick and stuff like that. And then you realize that you're not taking care of yourself.
Right.
And then that becomes the issue. And then you have to realize that if you don't take care of yourself, you won't be that person to the people that you're trying to be that person to. So you always have to take care of yourself first.
Yeah, I mean, stress is the leading cause of death. Yeah. Like, it's literally the only thing that literally leads to death. Like, from all sicknesses and all that, it mostly comes from stress. And that's a fact.
Yeah, I ain't been stressed out lately.
It's a good feeling.
Man, I'm telling you, I've been in a good space.
That's good.
I agree.
That's great. Zen looks good on you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And you know, it's kind of funny. Well, it's not funny, but one person, like a celebrity that I feel like, you know, has like truly like mastered their Zen, and it looks really good on them. And like every time I see this person, I'm like, oh man, he's glowing.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Omarion.
I was about to say that.
It's like, it's something about him. Like, now his spirit, like, you can just see like he's like centered with himself, and like his glow, his Zen is just amazing.
Shout out my Scorpio brother.
So, dang, he a Scorpio?
Yeah.
He will be a Scorpio.
Of course.
He will be a Scorpio. But, like, that's one celebrity that I feel like, you know, like, that has grown into somebody that we don't really talk about much, you know, and how, like, he's just the positive impact. Like, after the little Omarion Lil Fizz thing with his baby mama or whatever, and he didn't really do too much about that. He didn't really say much about that, but he's, like, in this Zen, in this space that it's like, dang, I want to be there.
You know, since we're bringing it back to music and pulling in celebrities. Janae Aiko is also another person that her music. I know her last album, Columbo. It was literally lined out for the chakras that you were feeling in that moment and that you were needing to be aligned and what songs you can listen to. Mm-hmm. And what I noticed is Janae Aiko. Yeah. It literally, she has a plan where it's like, here's this and here's the songs that correlate with these chakras and all that stuff.
I never noticed that, but I like that album. But now I'm gonna have to go listen to it.
Yeah, it's color coded and everything.
That's dope.
Yeah, and a lot of people are not like. A lot of people like Janae Aiko, but a lot of people are like not fans of her music or her sound and voice. Yeah. But then I realized that it's literally just the sound of the music. Like, that's the most relaxing music ever. Mm-hmm. That's the most like. Almost when you talk about meditating, like, it almost feels good. And actually, I'm gonna make a song. Now I just talked about it. My Sayless playlist later today. It's a Janae Aiko song that I listen to anytime I'm in a bad mood, anytime I'm feeling some sort of depression, anxiety, or stress, and it just relieves that. So, shout out to Janae.
You know who has an album that talks about all this shit?
Who's that?
Nas, King Disease 2.
Oh, 100%.
Man,
I thought you was gonna say Big Sean.
Nah. I'm talking about like on it. If you listen, of course, Big Sean, of course. But yeah. I mean, like, more recent is definitely Nas.
It was an amazing follow up. That was an amazing follow up.
The only thing I got from that album was Check Your Zelle. There's a gift in there.
Man, I was like, boy, yeah, I ain't gonna be selling nobody today. That nigga should probably had 20,000 in it.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
No, but honestly,
are we still talking music?
Yeah, that was a great segue right into
okay,
music.
So first of all, I wanted to say, you know, DeVale, I didn't like the last Isaiah Rashad album, but I didn't appreciate the Isaiah Rashad slander from Peanut and Dime.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't slander Isaiah.
I feel like, you know, they just didn't give him enough respect. Peanut talking about, I can't understand him. He sound like SZA and all that. You know, so I'm sitting here like, okay, let me listen to this album. And I listened to the album and I was like, this ain't it. This not the Isaiah Rashad that I know. This is not the Isaiah Rashad that I listened to when he first.
So you shared in sentiments with Peanut's.
But I just felt like this was not. DeVale hyped this album up, and I was like, "Oh shoot!"
I like the album.
I know you hyped it up, and you made me feel like, "Oh, this album was fire," and I was let down.
No, I like the album.
You did, but I didn't, compared to some of his other stuff.
Yeah.
And I think I let Peanut listen to a couple of songs because when Isaiah Rashad first came out, he did not sound like he does today.
That nigga sound like he rapping in a booth underwater.
Because before, like, you know, I sent you guys the Sylvia demo tape. I don't know if y'all listened to that, and then like his tapes that he put out before that. Isaiah Rashad was that guy.
Just different styles. I think like the Sylvia demo, obviously, like, you know, that was back.
That was when he first came out.
He's playing with sounds.
Yeah, like, I think this album to this newer album, I feel like was, like I said, it was a mix of trying to have like that modern, like the beat side of it, because like before, like he was more of like a lyrical rapper.
But he had good beats. Still,
they were good beats, but they wouldn't be considered like mainstream. People wouldn't be like, oh, these is fire beats.
I feel like he's trying to do like the auto tune thing.
No, basically what I said is like he's trying to do a marriage of like trying to like
it ain't working.
Middle ground of like
it ain't working for him.
Like bringing more modern, more mainstream beats and stuff like that, more of a modern sound.
I think he dropped the ball for TDE.
I don't. I disagree with y'all on that because I thought the album was good.
I think my issue with Isaiah Rashad, and it's not an issue, but I think what happens for me is there are too many other artists in that realm that I put above him. So there's like Reason, there's Cause, there's Jid. I would prefer any of their albums before I prefer Isaiah.
See, and that's tricky because I wouldn't put Reason over Isaiah Rashad.
I would listen to Reason any day.
That's because you've got hip to today's Isaiah Rashad. The Isaiah Rashad that I started to get listened to was like 2011. Well, 2012.
That's what I'm saying. If he's not consistent and he's changing his flow,
he's different. But I'm saying that's what I'm saying. If you was hip when I was hip, then you would probably say different, right? But yeah, we could talk about it because I guarantee I will play a song for you off of Isaiah Rashad song that Peanut will probably love. That will kind of sound like similar to like some down south type stuff. And I could play a song for you that sounds similar to today's music that you would like.
But yeah, I'm not saying that Isaiah Rashad is a terrible artist. I think the music is good. I think there's just too much other great shit that I prefer to hear.
That's fair.
That's it.
Out of that camp.
That's fair.
You said what?
I said out of that camp as well.
Yeah, out of that, literally out of that realm, out of that camp.
No, that's a fair.
There's just
I accept that completely. I
like he has a song called AA on that Sun's Tirade album, Tirade or whatever.
I know
that's a great song. I love that song. That was probably one of my favorite songs.
Hey, my boy Ant swore by the album. He's like, man, this album, The Sun's Tirade by Isaiah Rashad is fire.
Yeah, and so I think now though like I said, there's too many people in that realm that I prefer over him. That's
definitely understandable.
Man, Nas, he set the bar high for me, man. So I'm listening with different ears now when it comes to this shit. Man.
When it comes to music in general, that's how I felt when J. Cole dropped.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So these releases since then, man, it's it's up to me. There have been.
That's what I'm saying. Like honestly, let's go J. Cole, because J. Cole's the first person I feel like that dropped this year that made us feel that way. Indeed. Everyone else that has come out, or like what artists have you paid attention to? Like one of these little artists or new artists could drop and I'll give it a listen, but it just didn't feel like
Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, Tyler the Creator is another one. Nas, and that's it.
The major standout.
Hold on 1 second. I was talking about.
Man, Kanye not dropping.
Moving on.
So yeah,
Kanye.
So DeVille, it's been 16 weeks, 8 days, 32 hours.
it ain't even been that long for Kanye. Don't do it because y'all acting like Kanye Drake out here. Come on, he only been doing it for 3 weeks.
So
Kanye's been doing this all of his career.
So from what I'm hearing, so my sources are telling me that Kanye had the listening party at Donda, listening party for Donda at the Mercedes-Benz, right? And then we heard some rumblings about Drake dropping Certified Lover Boy. It's coming down the pipeline.
We've been hearing that for the past year.
And then Donda gets pushed back to August 15th, and then it gets pushed back to August 20th.
We've been hearing
and
about
this
for
get pushed back again.
November, October, September, 2020, 2019, 2020.
He trying to go against Drake, bro. That's all it is.
And all I gotta say is, what's Kanye's record when it comes to going against big artists when the album.
He 1-0, bro. Don't do that.
Hey,
he undefeated. 1-0.
He undefeated is all I know.
Man.
He undefeated. So
who you drop against?
Drake can ask. Drake can if he want them problems, he want that smoke. I wouldn't want that.
Bro's the biggest artist in the world.
Hey, and he gonna take the biggest L in the world.
Who?
Drizzy.
That's a lot.
Drizzy.
Honestly, so I'm honestly gonna lean with DeVale on this one.
Drizzy Drake.
I think that Kanye will probably say, because Kanye's changed. So okay, first of all, let me get some more context, because I have not been tuning into the live streams. Have all on the both live streams that he has he played different songs on each?
This nigga switched his whole album 3 times.
Okay. So, and you don't know if Drake did or not, because I'm pretty sure that leak was Drake's album still. I'm standing on that.
There's some like there's differences from the first time.
Okay. So, again. Okay, but no, that's a good thing. And like
Kanye work.
That's a good thing. I'm not hating on that.
Up until even after it releases, he'll release a whole tweak project.
And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a completely different album that he actually releases. But
not completely different, but it'll be added stuff onto each song. Like it'll be more stuff.
No, somebody gonna be cut. The part of the song that you really like is not gonna be there.
Or he keeps adding on to it. Is what he.
So the shit ain't gonna never be finished.
So like
well, then Drake is never gonna drop.
It'll have that piece, and then he'll add something on that, and then he'll add something on top of that again.
He's like, oh damn, the Lox did the verses. That shit was amazing. Let me add him to that.
I watched the Breakfast Club interview with the Lox, and Charlamagne asked, he was like, so did y'all have that locked in with Kanye before? J. Cole. Jadakiss was like, I don't even know if Kanye knew who the Lox was before the verses.
Ain't bullshitting.
I was like, I mean, you have a fact. You have a point.
Hey, Drake gonna be on the album too, watch.
Yeah, I think so. I 100% think so. I think at this point, they are using Justin LA Boy to give details on their album.
I don't know. I don't understand why he's involved in this.
LeBron James, right? They're using media people. Karen Civil said Drake and Kanye West has.
Why Justin LeBoy?
I don't know.
Why him? Can we talk about it a little bit? Why Justin LeBoy?
I don't think it's Justin LeBoy. I think it's Justin LeBoy's platform.
I don't even. Still.
That's a corny nigga, man.
Why?
I 100%.
Why?
I 100% agree, but he's co-signed by P Diddy. Yeah. He's on Revolt. He has a platform that literally reaches the masses. Everyone. Do you know how many people are following that Justin LA Boy Instagram? Like
he could have did Desi Banks.
Him. No, that doesn't reach. That's a certain target audience.
They got how many followers he got compared to?
Oh, I'm gonna keep it honest. I'm gonna be honest. If it don't come from academics, I don't be believing that shit. If it don't come from academics, so that nigga be knowing what be happening. Justin LeBoy, not so much, man.
The only thing that matters is that when that Ye drop, though,
that shit gonna have 30 songs on it.
It's gonna have 5.
Well, yeah,
it's gonna be gospel.
It's gonna be like 10 songs. Oh, no. It's like a gospel rap ish. It's like rap gospel ish.
What the fuck? Gospel rap?
It's more like rap with gospel elements. It's rap with gospel elements.
Man, Kanye need to get that shit together.
Fire.
He need to get that shit together.
Fire.
I don't know. I honestly, because I've been told y'all a long time ago I wasn't checking for Drake anymore. So I mean, give it about a month. If Kanye still ain't drop, I'm probably ain't gonna be checking for him either.
Let me ask y'all this though. So, not saying who's gonna sell more.
Drake.
Whose project do y'all think is gonna be better?
Drake.
No.
Hey, you know what? But okay, I know what angle you're going. I know what angle you're coming from. I know it. But can Kanye do it without all them features?
Now,
Drake,
and you know what's crazy? Kanye don't he usually have features, but not this week. Like on this album, there's a lot of features. But I think he's just on this one. It's almost like he's just trying to do like almost like a collaborative thing.
But do you think that it's gonna be all these features on the actual album? It might not be.
Like the Weeknd song, Lil Baby, all that stuff. Yeah, all that stuff's gonna be on
there. The Lox, Benny the Butcher,
Jay-Z, all that stuff's gonna be on there. But
honestly, what I can say is I think Kanye's album will have the biggest impact on the day that it drops.
It'll have the biggest impact.
That Friday, that day. But Drake's album is gonna be the album that we're gonna listen to the whole year.
I don't think so.
No, maybe some songs.
And he gonna have 3 features on it.
Don't agree.
No.
I don't agree with that.
I agree.
I don't.
Because Drake, the thing with like Drake, like it's gonna being realistic, it's probably gonna outsell Kanye's album. But,
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
yes, like honestly.
Being realistic, but what I'm saying is the impact is different.
It's not gonna be the same.
It's different.
Kanye
and Drake is just.
Bro, it's about to get cold, bro.
It's just like no. Drake's gonna do his thing. Like,
it's about to be cold.
It's gonna be a good album.
It's about to be fall.
Drake's last couple albums didn't do it for me.
No, Drake. It's gonna be a good album. If people don't listen to it, it's gonna be a great album. I'm sure it's gonna be a great album. People gonna listen to it, all that stuff. What I'm just saying is that impact. Kanye's is gonna just hit more.
Hey, Kanye's production better be out of this world. We gonna need Kanye from like. Nah, we're gonna need Kanye from like 05, 06,
Because Kanye ain't afraid to try something new. Because Kanye will throw some stuff and put some shit together.
We heard Black Skinhead. That shit was terrible.
Nah, it is not terrible. That song is not terrible.
Oh my God.
That song is not terrible. You know what's crazy is Yeezus really aged well. It aged really well.
Bro,
like, I know when it first came out, everybody hated Yeezus and it was trash. Like
that shit was garbage.
But if you go back and listen to it, bro, Yeezus has aged very well. I'm gonna say that.
So what was Kanye's worst album? Out of all the shit he's done?
That's easy. Yay? Is it called Yay?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
That's the one when he put out all 7 albums in one summer and thought he did something.
Oh, that same guy that fucked up Nas's album?
And Tiana Taylor.
Oh, and Tiana Taylor?
You can't put it all on Yay.
And
that's on Yay. That's
had Pusha T come out with an album cover of Whitney Houston's bathroom.
It was. Now that was Pusha T.
He a sick nigga. He a sick nigga, man. He a sick
that was Pusha
nigga.
T. But hey, Pusha T said he dropping soon, so I'm waiting for him too.
I hate that verse. Tyler got the album of the year for now. Like, shut up.
It wasn't.
But
don't disrespect Push.
No, Pusha can rap, but the downfall with Pusha is that he is competing with Drake because he has this beef with Drake, and so when he says in that song, y'all trying to give the crown belongs to a king and y'all trying to give it to a clown. You're obviously dissing Drake, but like you cannot compete with Drake in that realm. No. Like, yes, you can rap. Yes, you can. Nobody's taking that from you. I can listen to Grinding to this day. But you
Pusha just be rap.
Like, shut up. Also shut up though. Also rap, but also shut up.
He be rapping.
Like, you don't have to have a Drake diss in every line. The boy ain't even dissing you no more.
Nah,
The boy.
Yeah, Drake's album is gonna be great. I'm still looking forward to it. It's gonna be great. But honestly, both are gonna be great. And I'm not gonna be surprised if they both drop on the same day. Actually,
it's gonna happen.
We're gonna go back real quick. But is it disrespectful? Like, is there any coming back from announcing to the world that Drake has a son? There's like no coming back from that. Like, that was like almost worse than talking about like Jay-Z talking about effing Nas' girlfriend.
I feel like you can come back from it. It'd be tough, but I feel like you could.
But that's almost like, you know how in battle bars, like playing with kids, like you
are.
I am a big ass celebrity. You just told the whole world
that I got a kid by.
That I have a kid by. Yeah, that's wild.
But it is a fact.
Yeah,
it's a fact. It's just a fact of life. You do have a child. And I just
nobody knew.
No one.
It's not as disrespectful as it is just
fucking somebody baby mama.
No, I wasn't like
that's minuscule.
I wasn't like comparing it to something, but I'm just saying it's not like that actual act. I don't see it as disrespectful. It's more like it was just like. Didn't have to do it, but I didn't see it.
He broke God code.
It wasn't disrespectful. It wasn't like he was disrespecting him. It just seems like,
all right, come on, baby. Why you doing that? Come on.
That is almost disrespectful.
Because it ain't like he was talking bad about him. He's just like,
that's like leaking a number that you can't change. Like, that's how bad that is.
It's really like
okay, what was more disrespectful? Him telling the world that he had a kid, or the cover for The Life of Adam, which was Drake in blackface. He was doing like this and shit.
I think that's more disrespectful.
That is disrespectful.
That was more disrespectful.
That's disrespect. The son thing isn't disrespect, but it's just like
that nigga Drake.
Does Pusha T have the most controversial album covers ever?
Probably so.
That Drake album, like. You got to do it.
It was like this. I was like,
nah. Yeah, no, that's wild.
That is pretty disrespectful.
That's wild. There is no reason, like, honestly, on the I hope Kanye and Drake aren't friends, because on the strength of Pusha T, I'm not forgiving you.
I could forgive Pusha.
Yeah, like, no.
I can
not at all.
I'd be like, fuck that nigga.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
You know, Kanye gonna switch up the vocals and Pusha T and Drake gonna end up on the same song.
He would do some shit like that.
Yeah, he would. Didn't he do that with somebody else?
I think he did, but it's just creative freedom, man. Kanye's an artist, man. He just makes music. That's all he's worried about.
Yeah.
He just makes music.
No, that's wild. That's wild.
Alright, y'all want to get into Sayless playlist?
Yeah.
We should.
Rip it up.
All right. Let me see. I haven't gave in too much thought. I did download some new stuff.
I came in with knowing what I.
What vibe? What?
I'm just gonna play something. All right. So I'll go ahead and go first since I got my phone in the hand. Oh, I don't know. So this is a song that I don't know which one I want to do. I'm gonna do probably one this week and one next week. Okay. So this is a song that I just kind of ran into off of one of the playlists that I was listening to. It's a group called Free Party, and this song is called Distant.
Yeah,
I like that.
That shit's hard.
That was hard.
That beat is crazy. Was that two? It was just one person.
It's two dudes.
Them niggas was rapping.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it was just one dude that was rapping on that, but the second dude coming on the second verse.
Yeah, I heard the second guy say something on there though, on his verse, but nah, that shit was hard.
Yeah. Can I just take this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so when we were talking about our self-care, I was going to play the song WAYS by Jhené Aiko. But I think everyone should just go listen to that song. It's a really great song.
And that's Chilombo?
Yeah, but WAYS is actually not on that album, so go listen to that song too, but then listen to Columbo. This artist I'm about to play, his name is Kush with an AC. Oh, with an A. Kush with a C. There we go. Yeah. Cool. Kush with a C. He's actually a local Dallas rapper, and kind of reminds me a little bit of Drake as far as using samples. I do like when lyrical rappers rap on like R&B tracks. So this song's called Back to Business.
This nigga hard.
Yeah.
This nigga can go.
100%. Every song sounds like this.
That's on DSP?
Yeah. Yep. That's Kush with a C.
Cool. All right, so this one I am about to play. It is going to be. All right, I want y'all to tell me who y'all think this is.
Tell you who we think it is? Okay. I'll give it a shot.
Dallas artist.
Cast people on. Yeah, so that song is called.
I know that voice.
I know that voice too.
It's called "Throw the Set." Long Live Vaughn, and that's Fredo Bang.
Yeah,
I thought that was Fredo.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know
that
that
sounded like
voice.
Fredo.
Hey,
I was about
Fredo.
to say, man, now I'm just listening to this.
Yeah.
Hey man, Fredo, bruh.
And that's crazy because I was gonna say NBA a little bit.
Yeah, the vibe was NBA.
Man, that beat, bruh. Them niggas, man, bruh. The horns that was on that joint, man. Like if y'all listen to that song and like just listen to the end.
Is that on the new album? Because I did listen to
The new album wasn't that great. But
I listened to it straight through and I didn't find anything.
But that was the intro.
Oh.
That was the intro, and yeah. But Fredo Bang's album before that, like his real album that came out before he went to jail, that shit was fire. But this was just the boy because he's in jail. Honestly.
Yeah. So this is an artist that's actually from Minnesota. I showed Don this on the way here. He actually reminds me a little bit of Chance the Rapper, actually. So his name is Nerd D.
I heard this song from him.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So this is Tyler Breeze.
Okay.
So he kind of reminds me of Lil Dicky too. But Dime, I don't know if you remember when we went to that little Dallas showcase and that white boy that was there. He sounded exactly like him.
Really? I don't remember. I can't remember.
I forgot what his name was. But yeah, he sounds just like him.
That wasn't bad though. That shit sound like some happy music, which I ain't mad at.
I ain't mad at.
Yeah.
That's it. That was some good choices though. You know.
Yeah, that's some underground stuff because I don't think a lot of people, well, besides the Fredo Bang, but the other artists that we played, I don't think a lot of people know about them too.
Is Fredo independent or he signed?
I think he signed now.
He signed. Okay. Yeah. I think also speaking of Patreon content, make sure you guys subscribe and to our Patreon. It's real cheap. It ain't nothing light. It ain't gonna hurt your pockets that much.
How much is it?
We said our price yet?
$1.
We don't. Oh.
$1.
$1. $1. But Patreon, you can actually play music, and so I think it'd be cool. Maybe one Patreon we had like a vibe session. That would be cool. Yeah. We could just play music back and forth, Ox Battle or something like that. That'd be dope. Set the mood. Dim the lights, have some wine, just vibe out to some new music. Put people on.
It got hot. It got hot. So. It got intense.
Yeah, we didn't do that on this Patreon episode. This Patreon episode was wild. They came in with a notebook full of questions, and I just got interrogated.
Me and Don was not ready.
I wasn't. I went through ready. 2 cups of wine fast. I just was like,
shit,
they literally,
what the hell is happening?
Peanut and DeVille literally told us we needed to have some drinks before we recorded.
I'm not gonna lie, I took a shot of Casamigos before I walked out the door.
When we came in and we were setting up the pod, they was like, no, we gotta dim the lights.
Yeah.
So we had to dim the lights.
I said, can I ask you a question? They said no.
It got real hot, intense. Yeah, y'all don't want to miss out on Patreon for sure.
Just get that $1 in your pocket and just go subscribe. I mean,
some X-rated stuff. It's not for the kids. Not for the kids. It's definitely X-rated. Sayless After Dark. Yeah, type stuff. So $1 for a limited time only. Check us out on Patreon. First episode will be posted this week. But if y'all don't have anything else, y'all want to go ahead and wrap this thing up?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's been a long night. We done had some technical difficulties in the beginning, lost an hour there, and then, of course, Patreon contact. Hey, we all over. But make sure y'all follow us on social media at The Sayless Pod. That's at The Sayless Pod. That's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Now Patreon, so we trying to step up the content. We bringing y'all what you want. So Patreon content is exclusively from our listeners, questions from our listeners, and y'all don't want to miss this episode for sure. Y'all don't want to miss any episodes on Patreon in the future.
Yeah.
But make sure you subscribe, like our YouTube channel, The Sayless Podcast. That's all I got, man.
It's been a minute, huh, Nike?
It's been a long time, man.
And email us at saylesspodcast.
Oh, shit. Oh, shoot.
At gmail.com.
Yeah.
Saylesspodcast, the number 4 at gmail.com.
Email and DM us. Man, dang, I got to get back on my game. We gonna get there.
Good.
But, hey, we out. Sayless Podcast, episode 56.
Yes, sir.